Hello everyone, Johnny Minder here. And today we are continuing to learn Japanese with Pokémon FireRed. Last time we continued Route 3, and yeah, today we'll continue doing that. Doubt we'll finish it, there's a lot to it as we have seen, several trainers and so on. But yeah, we'll continue. By the way, it's the first anniversary of the channel, so yeah, thank you to those who have been watching it. Thank to those still here, especially, but also the ones that have been here. I've watched at least some of the videos, the streams here. But yeah, without further ado, let's start. Yeah, the usual in-game summary. Pewter City. The museum. Defeating Brock, leaving the gym. Yeah, for now, still the same. And yeah, we saved here. And yeah, we have tackled the trainers up to here. First and foremost, I want to tackle this one. Check that this side is ready, and then we'll continue to the right, which is where we have to go. He says, yeah, another shorts boy, short pants youngster, says first and foremost, Nanda yo. An exclamation, I don't remember if I've straight up seen it before. But yeah. Anyway, it comes from Nani, the interrogative pronoun, which means what. You most likely have heard of it, even without, even before watching videos here, as it, yeah, it's known also thanks to memes and also in anime and manga video games. We then add the copula da in plain speech, and so the ni gets contracted into n. And yeah, it's straight up always contracted like this for this expression, because then it becomes an expression. Last but not least, we have the final sentence particle yo. Here I'd say because it's an exclamation, as we can see, also because of the following exclamation mark. But yeah, it means what, literally. As straight up also something along the lines, what the heck. And funny enough, after that it says, omae wa tanpan haite nai jan. And yeah, first we have omae again, second person singular pronoun. Made more language, yeah, formerly honorific, as again we can see it with the o honorific prefix. Nowadays actually very informal, and yeah, made term or language, unaccented. Unlike my own, its own, which we've already seen in front of, ahead, before. But yeah, as for you, tanpan, again, yeah, the term tan, short, pan, a contraction of pants, so yeah, pants. And then we have height, again the verb haku, which we have seen already because of this also before. don't remember if also in this very series or another one, but yeah. To put on of lower body clothing, so yeah, including the pants. Like here we have seen them, well actually in this very series now it has come to mind because of the running shoes. Yeah, because also it's the verb for shoes. Should be an accented, yes it is, verb colon verb. So to make that a form we have to follow the rules. It's inclusive, it becomes ite. Again we originally changed the u into i, hakite, but then the k dropped and only the remain haite, haite, actually yeah, still unaccented. After it we have nai, but yeah, again it's actually a contraction of iru, well inai conjugated, but iru on its own to be as in to exist, of animate things, people and animals. After the verb of after the form of a verb, it means continuing action or state. Yeah, and then iru, ru verb is a verb, so we can drop the ru to add nai, well, to make the negative base real form, not yet state form of the verb. Nowadays you can simply say negative base. Required to then add more often than not nai, and to make the negative nai, which is on its own e adjective, which means non-existent. So yeah, you can see why it's used for the negatives of verbs. After it, we have this jan, which is so yeah, in I would be again we drop the e for the contraction. But yeah, after that we have jan, which is a there's quite a lot of contraction here. Dewa, we have already seen this with the form of the copula, the wa, the topic particle seen also above, wa written as ha. So yeah, as for that being the case, if that's the case, then we could also say or actually it's worth mentioning that with the copula da, to make the negative we have to conjugate it by with the form de, then at wa. The wa, in this case the topic particle, is most likely required because then because of the following negative. Usually simply nai again. Here we have this on its own, most likely a contraction of a negative auxiliary from classical Japanese, but yeah, simply the one I, the wa gets contracted into za, and then yeah, we have the So yeah, the negative form of the copula, which in this case it's actually used in the sense of isn't it, as in for rhetorical purposes, yeah, similar to English if we translate it, as for you, you aren't wearing short pants, aren't you? So yeah, kind of like in that sense. But yeah, so he's saying that, funny enough. And yeah, so we can start the fight. And yeah, again, tampan, coso, so yeah, short pants, shorts, youngster. Already explained it last time. Kazuki, this one. And then the usual challenge you to a fight, a Pokemon fight. Okay, sends Oni Suzume. We haven't seen this yet, so let me mention it. Okay. Well, actually, even without looking it up with Bulbapedia, it is a combination of Oni. This one is pretty clear, even as is Oni, which we have seen in a previous Let's Learn Japanese with the series. I think we're not sure which one. Yeah, it's those creatures of Japanese folklore. We could say an ogre or demon. Other extended meanings, but yeah, that's the fundamental one. Accented on the last mora on its own. And then we have Suzume, which is a name of a bird, in particular a tree sparrow. By extension, there also has some extended meanings, but they don't interest us here. So literally, we could translate it as an ogre, demon, sparrow. Yeah, because it's a sparrow, we can see that it's a bird. But yeah, pretty aggressive, as seen also in the anime. At the very start of the very first series of the anime. But yeah. With that, yeah, it's a flying Pokemon, clearly. So we'll... okay, I forgot that... well, we wouldn't send Pidgey anyway. So we send Pikachu, clearly. Ooh. I just seen that the level is really high there. Luckily, we are attacking with a special attack. Reminder that in these games, the physical special split hadn't happened yet, so it depends on the type of the move. And yeah, electric, clearly, special, this is one of those really easy to remember because it's pretty obvious. Oh, nice. I was wondering if I should have used the Thunder Wave, Electromagnetic Wave in... let me take this, but I think we had seen it once. Yeah, I think we missed it the first time, but... yeah. The other time we had seen it, but yeah, wanted to take it just to be sure. So yeah, luckily got paralyzed anyway, and didn't attack thanks to that. Okay, we got lucky. With that, also got a critical. Glad that's the case, otherwise it could start being problematic, all these. Oh yeah, only had that, yeah, so it makes sense that I had Pokemon. And then simply says Maketa, Maketa. Yeah, we've already seen this verb, makes sense considering that in the context of Pokemon games, Makeru means to lose. Actually, I think it was... no, okay, it was correct, it was an accented. Ru verb is a verb, we can drop the ru to make the continuative form and then simply attach the ta to it. Ta form and so past form of the verb repeated twice, so yeah, I lost. Yeah, pretty easy. Let's see what he has to say after. Yeah, he says Natsumo Fuyumo Tanpan shika hakanai. So yeah. First we have Natsu, which is our current season here in the northern hemisphere. Summer. Accented on the last mora. which can be heard, so actually the accent in this case, because then we have the particle mo, also even the inclusive particle. Then we have fuyu, winter, the opposite. Funny, interestingly, and quite conveniently for us, the accent of fuyu is also on the last mora of the word, while for the other two remaining seasons, I don't remember if we have seen them in game, in any game yet, apart from series mostly just for fun. There we have seen it, I'm pretty sure, for Tomodachi Life. But yeah, Haru, spring, accent on the first mora, Aki, autumn, fall, however you want to call it, also accent on the first mora. So yeah, they alternate, yeah. Haru, Natsu, Aki, Fuyu. And funny enough, despite being a song and then in songs, accents aren't necessarily respected, of course, considering that they have to follow the pitch of the song itself, not the pitch of the accent. But yeah, funny enough, it actually is like this: Haru, Natsu, Aki, Fuyu. Also in the song Four Seasons should be called, at least it's called outside of Japan. We see eventually also it's a Japanese name, I guess, from WarioWare. And if you have played that, you should have already heard it, funny enough. Yeah, one of the songs, as you might have guessed, with the Japanese lyrics, these ones are also in English. Yeah, a cat and Anna stage. But yeah, we'll actually eventually play it ourselves. But yeah, so another then inclusive particle mo. So yeah, in this case, actually, we could translate it as both in summer and in both summer and winter. So when repeated twice, the mo with two different words. Yeah. Both in Italian we have sia, similar to this. But yeah, after that we have tampan, of course. They all talk about this tampan, the short pants. Then we have the particle shka. Which means nothing but, and yeah, with that it has that meaning, and as mentioned with the as you can see with this the translation, nothing but, it's used with a negative verb. So in our case, hakanai, again haku, to put on, of bottom clothes. We change the U, it's a U verb colon verb, so we change the U into A to make the negative base of the verb, and then yeah, so simply add nai to make the negative form in plain speech. So yeah, he's saying here that I'm wearing nothing but, well, of course, in the sense of only as for the pants, the shorts, both in summer and winter. And then it says, それが俺のpolicy. And yeah, we have Sore, part of the Kosovo series, close to both the speaker and the listener. So far from the speaker, close to the listener, far from both. Do the interrogative, Koso are usually an accented, do accent on do itself. With the re, we get the demonstrative pronoun, so yeah, that or those. Depending on the context here, that what yes, as in what he has just said. Subject particle ga, ore, which we have seen before. Also mentioned, funny enough, last time, yesterday when we played Sonic Racing Crosswords. Even though it was mostly just for fun. But yeah, Mater more language. Another first person, well, this one first person singular pronoun, I. Mater more language. At the very least rough, if not straight up arrogant. And yeah. Then we have the possessive particle no, so yeah, actually of me, so my. And then it says policy. So yeah, policy from English. So I find it to hear him say this. The accent of policy, yeah, policy in English. Yeah, luckily also the accent is the same in Japanese. On the po. On the first moral, so yeah. So yeah, he's saying that is my policy. Implied by the way, a copula. But yeah. Notice like also that some, also when he spoke before, some particles disappeared because yeah, that happens when speaking casual, in casual speech. So yeah. But yeah, with that, you can jump down. Okay, it is kind of risky, but... okay, no, we have that, so I would like to heal. Considering that we have the PG that's low on health, and we might need... flying attacks against that other bug catcher, clearly based on the sprite. So yeah, we quickly healed. We can go back. I could have used technically a potion, and I have bought several before, but yeah, no. Let's do this. As you might have noticed, at the bottom, there's also some tall grasses. We'll consider tackling that to catch some more Pokemon. But first we have these. This trainer says, Totte ta Bakari no Pokemon. Tatakawase yo kana. And yeah, first and foremost, we have Totte. The verb which means to take in the context of Pokemon games, well, mainline Pokemon games, or to catch. As we have seen in Pokemon Snap, to take with technically the other kanji, with used kanji, as in to take photos. You know, this is the regular one, to take as in the sense to catch. Verb con verb, it's in ru, so it becomes double consonant te, that the form. Again, we change the u into i, tori, te. The i fell, tor, te, difficult to pronounce, it became simply double consonant te. Te form required in this case because then we had the verb kuru, to come, accented on the first mora. Unfortunately, one of the completely regular verbs, so we have to remember that its continuative form is ki, and then we luckily can simply attach the ta to it, no? further changes nice there. But yeah. So yeah, after that form of a verb, we have a verb of movement, kuru in this case. Which can be simply do the action of the verb and then the other one. In this case, actually, it shows the direction of the verb. Could technically be also in a temporal sense, as we have seen with these verbs of movement. So yeah, with kuru up to this noun, up to this point. Not in this case actually, because of the following part. But worth mentioning it again in general. With iku, which means to go, unaccented that one. Going forward. Yeah, no, this is the typical usage. To the action of the verb with that kind of movement. So yeah, in this case actually he got something. Well, no, actually better keep it to think it in this sense for this case. He caught some Pokemon and then came here. So yeah, when simply in that sense. Yeah. It is a typical usage. Yeah, these verbs of movement after that form of a verb are quite used in Japanese. We'll see them again. But yeah, in this case, ta form of the verb, so technically past form of the verb. After it, we have bakari. We have seen it not in combination with in this kind of structure. It's a particle. Means, well, I'd say technically just. We've seen it more as, well, we've seen it more in the sense of only, as in nothing but, no more than. Actually, we've seen it also used when something that is technically full of a certain something. There are other particles which mean only. But with other connotations. But yeah, in this case, after the past form, the past form of a verb, it actually gets the meaning just, as in just. Finished. Yeah, I've just done something. Yeah, it's like that in our case. Then we actually have the possessive particle no to attach this structure here to the following noun, Pokemon. And then we have the verb tatakawaseyo. The usual tatakau, which we have already seen in Pokemon games, especially in other ones as well. But yeah, quite found in Pokemon games because yeah, it means to fight, as in actually to do battles, and for the Pokemon battles. In this case in particular, it's a verb colon verb. Unaccented, should be unaccented, yes it is. We have even studied the kanji of another one. This would most likely be the other one, which is the most common one, but yeah. Verb colon verb, so we can change the u into a, and then add seru, can see the ru because of further conjugation, to make the causative form of the verb. To make, let someone do an action, do the action of the verb. It's also worth mentioning that it becomes wa instead of simply changing the u into a, because actually the verb, u verbs ending in straight up U, with the kana U, were originally in pu. By changing the vowel, it would be pa, pi, pu, pe, po. But being in the middle of a word, P changed into W. So yeah, wa, we, U, that is simplified. We, wo. And nowadays only the wa remained. So yeah, it's why we have 4 verbs in U. Wa, I, U, E, O as the vowels involved in its conjugation, in their conjugations of these verbs. Oh yeah, that's why we have that. We have seen it before, but it was worth repeating why. So yeah, causative form of the verb is a root verb, it's a verb, still unaccented, like the original verb. So we can drop the ru and then add yo u, so actually long yo, because yeah, that's o u, long o in contemporary Japanese, that's a rule. But yeah, by adding this yo, we make the volitional form of the verb. So yeah, let's, the most common meaning, or I'm willing to do the action of the verb. I'd say actually better this second one technically in this case. It doesn't stop there though, because we have a final sentence particle, kana. A compound particle, we have a ka, the interrogative particle, the regular interrogative particle on its own, combined with na, a particle with so many meanings, combines also some meanings of ne, or and yo can have other than some of its own. Luckily, it doesn't particularly matter in our case here, because kana as a whole means I wonder, or should I, is it? Yeah, in our case, I wonder, as an exclamation. So yeah, actually, no, he is actually pretty sure about that. So yeah, he's saying that I wonder if I should make the Pokemon that I've just caught and come back here fight. So yeah, make those Pokemon fight. Oh yeah, so we can tackle it. I actually think I forgot a certain something in that spot where we fought the other character, but we'll see it in a second. Yeah, I didn't mention the name, it was Mikiya. This trainer, yeah, the usual bug catching boy that we have seen before. I will send our usual PG here, simply a Caterpie. We don't have to worry about being poisoned, but even more so if for now, lucky not even getting hurt, because he's using this attack, lowering our speed, so he start eventually being faster, or at the very least as fast as us, and then it's not, yeah, like here, then he start attacking first, but luckily kept on using these moves, so yeah, we're fine. This time we do not have issues. Some experience for both our Pokemon here. Yeah, we have a Metapod coming up. We will send again PG. But first, let's send out Rattata to train also that. Okay, then I send PG to... I could have sent Kakuna technically, but it would take a long time. And especially considering that, as we have seen, the poison could have been removed by the last time by Metapul's ability. In Japanese it was Tappi, pretty sure. Shedding skin. Oh yeah, we're keeping with our causing wind gas in English. Oh yeah, with that, pretty easy fight. Well, as you have actually not ended here, because yeah, despite our super effective attacks, yeah, the increased defense, yeah, it affects flying moves are physical, yeah, so we have seen it here. Okay, so our good old PG level 11. Ratata some experience, yeah, we can see it here, Ushitori Shonen, no, Mikiya. Who says, Boromake da? And yeah, we have this term, Boromake. Boro should be from... let me look it up, but I'm pretty sure I've heard it. Yeah, Boro Boro and Onomatopoeia. So on its own should be accented on the first mora as usual with this... Yeah, it is. For these onomatopoeias with the repetition of repeated twice. I think we might have actually seen it before. It has several meanings. Worn out, ragged, tattered. Extended meanings from that, but yeah, I'd say the fundamental one, worn out. Oh yeah, here, by extension, then we add Make from Makeru again to be defeated. So by dropping the Ru and making so the continuative form, we make the corresponding noun defeat. So yeah, a decisive defeat. So yeah, worn out as in total, we could say, defeat. So yeah, becomes a compound, a noun. Can be turned into a verb by adding the verb suru. Can't find the accent of that. I might try looking it up on the physical dictionary, but we'll see in a second. Wanted to mention that there's also the opposite by adding we have borogatsi, by adding katsi from katsu to win. Change the u into i to make the continuative form and so corresponding noun. Katsi, win, as in the noun. Gets also becomes voiced. We add the duck 10 because again it becomes in compounds, the second word part of the compound, and even more so when it's of strictly Japanese origin, yeah, it becomes voiced. Can't happen to Make, of course, because Ma, yeah, it's M, so yeah, a nasal already voiced. Let me check in the physical dictionary if I can find the accents of these. Okay, got the physical dictionary. Let's see if we can find it. Unfortunately, as we have seen, for such compounds, there isn't always, there can be variations, so yeah, we can't even predict it based on rules alone. Because yeah, we have seen some accent on the first more of the second word part of the compound. Others accent on the last more of the first word part of the compound. Others straight up unaccented. So yeah. Borrow. Okay, by the way, interesting enough, according to the dictionary, Boro becomes an accented when we use it as an adjective instead of the onomatopoeia, so we could say an adverb. It seems that it's an exception that, because I see other horo and poro similar onomatopoeias, those only accented as usual, so interesting, but yeah. Yeah, no, I don't see it. I would have been surprised, honestly, if we could find it, considering that, yeah, it's... oh well. Yeah, we can confirm it, unfortunately, then, the accent of it. And yeah, last but not least, the copula, so yeah, it's... technically a decisive defeat, rout, thrashing, losing big, as other translations in the online dictionary, so yeah. A total, I would have said, I translated it myself, and yeah, I'd say it could also be used technically. Total defeat. Oh yeah, okay, perfect. But yeah, after that, it says, yeah, Paris. Yeah, first of all, after that we have the suspension dots, so technically we can stop there first and foremost. Yeah, Paris is actually a modified form of Yahari, with this doubling of the consonant, and so we actually kept the P, the original P mentioned for this ha. Well, I mentioned it for the wa, we, u, we, wo, which were originally papi, pupe, po. At the start of a word, they have now become the ones we see as ha, hi, hu, he, ho, the hagyo, the haro. When there's a preceding doubling of the consonant, so the small su, the original P is actually kept. Yeah, we have mentioned it before, but yeah, that's why. So yeah, Yahari, Yapari, by the way, is accented on the pa. The form, the shortened form, is still accented on the ha. Technically a compound from ya, which means arrow, accented on its own. Hari comes from haru. The verb which we have seen can mean to stick, to paste, well, depending then on the kanji also. Although there is some overlapping, especially in compounds. The other meaning, to stretch, to spread, other various extended forms of that, extended meanings. U verb, con verb, so we can change the U into I, to to make the corresponding the continuative form, the corresponding noun here, to make it part of the compound also. Literally arrow stretching. Let me see if I can start it up, find the origin. The etymology given on Wiktionary. Okay, no. By the way, yeah, I had heard of this, and that's why I then mentioned the short and technically form, not the correct term, but yeah. Yappari actually seems to be the original form, despite the doubling. And then they they made this form by removing the doubling of the consonant and then applied the rule. But yeah, the rule of the evolution. But yeah, so there's that, but it doesn't matter. Can find an etymology about the term itself, the ya-hari. Could also be, by the way, some kanji applied to it simply for their sounds. So it could be not related technically to the stretching of or passing of arrows. Regardless, the meaning of this term is as expected. It's an adverb, sure enough, and so on. Can also mean, by extension, after all is said and done, in the end, and so on, as one would expect because of that. So yeah. So he's saying as expected. Mention dots. Sodate ta Pokémon no Hoga Tsuyoi Ndana. And yeah, first we have this Sodateta from Sodateru. We should have seen it before in this very series. Because yeah, it means to raise, to bring up. So by extension also to train, to teach, to educate, but in our case to train better. And yeah, typical verb for Pokemon games. Should be accented, I think. Yes, it is. Transiting verb. The intransitive is sodatsu, to rise, as in to be brought up. But yeah, again, the intransitive in U, the transitive in Eru, yeah, another one of those. Ru verb is some verb, so that Eru, so yeah, we can drop the Ru, add, make the contractive form, and then simply attach the Ta. After it, we have Pokemon, so yeah, it's a verb in attributive position, modifying that noun, so yeah. Raised Pokemon. Then we have the possessive particle no. Ho, a noun which we have seen, should be accented, we have seen it before. Direction, way, side, especially for our case here. Because actually it can mean side, as in one side of a comparison. And yeah, so in our case here, yeah, accented, by the way. So accented, automatically the accent can stay on the long vowel, on the U, which is actually the longer O. So on the ho. Ho. High, low. Then we have the subject particle ga. Tsuyoi. The adjective, which means stronger. Accented should be as it is. Yeah, considering that Ho, as mentioned, literally the side of raised Pokemon, so side of a comparison, is strong air. So yeah, it's not expressed, the comparative, in Japanese. There is we have seen motto as a way to technically say more. But yeah, more often than not, as we can see here, especially when there are other words after parts of the sentence indicating it that it's a comparison anyway, it's not used. So yeah, we keep the adjective as is. After that, we have nda, yeah, the usual no da expression, no thing as in fact, nominalizer of verbs, da, the copula again, so yeah, literally it is that, the fact is that, the explanation is that, and so on. Last but not least, is the final sentence particle na. Here I'd say, technically it could be more of an exclamation. Because yeah, technically he's lamenting here that it's like this, so that's why he lost. Although to keep it closer to the translations, I'd say in this case it would make sense if it were similar to ne, even though that usage technically is more of found in Kansai dialect. But yeah, regardless, so he's saying yeah that it is that well, we could say technically with the translation, the explanation is that explanation implied of his defeat is that the side of the comparison of raised Pokemon is stronger, so yeah, raised Pokemon are stronger. Yeah, that technically is the case. Well, especially if you try to send, I think he had a Metapod, that only knows Harden. Yeah, no. Definitely don't recommend that. Better to train Caterpie for that reason, and we'll eventually do that ourselves. Yeah, we don't have to heal anyone. I want to do this before forgetting, and then we'll actually take our usual break. Notice here on the ground, fortunately not always there's this luxury, that there's this spot that has a mark in between. You can see we can stand on it. Ah yeah, there was actually an item here. Get this. So I'll actually show it. I don't remember if we have found, funny enough, this. I think so, but as a reminder, here it says Red Owa, so yeah, as for Red, the name of our protagonist, the name of the item, object particle O, retail swan, pronounced as such in careful speech and also singing, and then the verb mitsketa, from mitskeru, compound verb, miru, to see, to look at, to watch, accent on its own, ru verb is some verb, so we can drop the ru to make the conjunctive form, and then to attach the second verb part of the compound, the usual tskeru, to apply, to attach, to add. So yeah, literally applying, seeing, as in the sense of finding, to spot, we could say the best translation of. So you can see why. Ruverb is some verb, tskeru, and so also mitskeru. Becomes tskeru accent, but mitskeru, as we have seen before, it's one of those that unfortunately doesn't keep the accent of the second verb part of the compound. It's an accent, so yeah, be careful. Ruverb is some verb, so yeah, as usual, drop the ru, add ta. So yeah, as for Red, he found this item, which I mentioned here. because of this, it's the usual structure here at the start and at the end, and also the particles in between. As for red, he put away with the verb shimau, into with the particle ni before it, a certain pocket, as we see. And before that, of course, the name of the item, object particle, o again. Oh yeah, first, the parts that we haven't seen before. The name of the item, oren no mi. Oh yeah, first we have this oren, which is clearly actually an abbreviation of also considered the item, as we'll see. Orange, orange, from English. Although, as you have heard from the accent, I pronounced it correctly, the accent in Japanese is on the re. Orange, let's say in English. The accent in Japanese is on the re, so be careful, it's one of those that shifts. Orange, as in the fruit, technically also the color, even though for the color we can also add iro. Orange iro, literally orange color, becomes an accent because that's the rule when adding iro as a suffix for the various colors, as we've seen also during this very series. A contraction from that. Then we have the possessive particle no. And then we have mi. Mi, this one is a noun. Unaccented. I think we might have seen it before. Unaccented, it means fruit or also nut. Technically also seed, but there's a better term for seed usually. The fundamental meanings are technically fruit and also technically nut. Can be found in certain compounds and so on. This is the name of our item. Then we have kinomi bukuro. First and foremost, we have kinomi. Literally means we have ki is a compound. Ki, the one we have studied even in kanji, it means a tree accented on its own. And in this case, actually, also here, despite the following possessive particle no, which would make it unaccented, usually found based on the rules. As we have seen in some compounds, that's not the case. They don't apply this rule now present in contemporary Japanese of the particle no. In the compounds, it can be like this. Then we have possessive particle no, and then mi again. Literally, fruit of a tree. Then it can be nut, technically, or berry, because of that. Actually, as mentioned, the accent kept is the one of ki. We keep the accent of ki despite the following no. Mi was already an accent anyway, so only that accent on the first molar. Technically, there's a variant konomi with the compound form of, because some strictly Japanese terms like ki can have a form found in compounds, ko, and technically that would be used, is used also in other compounds. Konoha immediately comes to mind. You might have heard it because of Naruto. Literally it means ha on its own means leaf, unaccented. In this case we do use the ko, also still accented, by the way, like in this case, konoha, literally leaf of a tree, so yeah, simply leaf. But yeah, maybe because it came later, who knows, not sure, but yeah, there's this difference. After that, here we have Bukuro, so yeah, from Fukuro. I think we might, not sure if I've seen it in this very series or another one. On its own accent on the last Mora, so yeah, Fukuro, means bag, sack, pouch. Other extended meanings, but this is the fundamental one. Changes, it becomes voiced. We had the Duck 10 again because of that rule. It's a compound, technically, Kinomi Bukuro. And so, yeah. It's of strictly Japanese origin, the word, so, yeah. My guess would be, I don't think I'll find it here. And I can see it, a word with Bukuro technique, and technique is the compound comes to mind, but it's short in that case, so I'm not sure if it applies the rule as usual. My guess would be that in this case, the accent would then be on the Bu of Bukuro, because of the usual rule, or at the very least tendency of the, when we have these bigger suffixes, longer suffixes, the accent is simply on the first more of the second word part of the compound. The word that I thought of actually still applies that, so even more so considering that, that should be the case, is Tebukuro, which uses the term te first, which means hand, accent on its own. We've even studied this kanji, and then adds Bukuro. Also that is accent on the Bu of Bukuro, so yeah, even more so, I'd say, yeah, that's should be the accent here. So I wanted to mention that. Technically, we should check it out. We'll do so when we come back from our usual break. So yeah, I take that around 5 minutes, most likely slightly less. And yeah, when we'll be back, we'll actually check the description of that item. And then we continue this route. So yeah, see you. Let me save also just to be sure. Yeah, see you in around 5 minutes. And we're back. And yeah, so we can continue by checking out the bag, as mentioned. In particular, okay, I don't remember where it is then. No, okay. It's here, yeah. I was forgetting about it. So we actually have to check these. Also. Even more of a reason to check it. Don't think we had it. Well, technically we had it, but it didn't show up. Until now. The Kinomi Bukuro is an item among the important items we have seen already. It is part of the bag. And yeah, the description says Kinomi o Ireru Fukuro. Yeah. Again, Kinomi. Fruit of a tree, literally. So actually, in our case, then berry, best translation in Pokemon games. Object particle. Ireru, the verb which we have already seen. We have even studied its kanji before. To put in. To insert. After it, we have Fukuro, so actually a relative clause here. So yeah, here the translation is a sack, a pouch. Yeah, you can see also the it's a sprite in the bottom left corner. Containing, then by adapting it, berries, plural here, as in general, yeah. Apart from now that we have only one, yeah, usually you would have more than one. And then it says, Baggu no Taisetsunamo no o Ireru Tokoro ni Suiteiru, not contracted this time. Makes sense since it's actually an explanation here, not casual speech. Plain speech, yes, but yeah, not someone talking to us casually. But yeah, we have Baggu, bag, clearly. It's the option we have chosen here to open this very menu. Notice the doubling of the consonant again, unlike in English, accented like in English, so luckily. So yeah, on the back, possessive particle no. Taisetsunamo no, important thing, we have already explained that. Taisetsu means important, is an adjective. An adjective, as you can see here, should be an accent. Yes, it's an accent. Makes sense since it's a Chinese compound. The Tai is again the kanji of for big, which we have already studied. The Na, because then we have a noun which is mono. Yeah, literally simply means thing as in object. We've studied the kanji of that as well. Accent on the last mora. Mono. Object particle o. Ireru again. After it, Tokoro. So again, another relative clause. Tokoro means place, spot, and so on. Unaccented. Then we have the particle ni, to, required by the following verb, which is tsuiteru, tsuku, yeah, by the way, I take it as a chance to check what the accent is mentioned for that according to the physical dictionary, which also specifies technically yeah, as I suspected, technically the sku, the u is barely heard if at all because of the tsu, because it's between unvoiced consonants. So if that's the case and you apply the usual tendency of moving the accent, not keeping it on mores with vowels barely heard if at all, you would move it, and so it would be on the ku. Technically, there's the variant which still keeps the accent on the tsu. Yeah, sku. I would say personally then. Oh yeah, regardless, then verb colon verb, it's in ku, so again it becomes ite. And then we have viru, so yeah, continuing action or state. Well, technically in this case, is attached, well, better technically has been attached. Hello Ken, nice to see you here. So yeah, technically continuing state, let's say. Regardless, yeah, the translation is pretty easy then. It's attached, it has been attached to the place in which you put important things of the bag, literally, so yeah, in the, well, taisetsu na mono, better in this case, as in the part of the bag, this one that we see here, that contains the important things. So yeah, here, okay, we should have seen these when using other items. There's only one difference here. Let me quickly check. We should have used before at least one potion or something like that. But yeah, for now I simply mentioned the difference here. We have the options here. There on the description here simply says how you literally how will you do. So what will you do with the berry pouch? And then we have the options Hiraku, open, yeah, by the way, reminder that the difference between Hiraku and the verbs aku, akeru. Hiraku can be both transitive and intransitive, while aku intransitive, akeru transitive. Those, the other aku and akeru, is opening, as in technically leaving a hole in a way. If you have seen also, I found again that article. Hiraku for sure is the one that means more like opening, as in spreading out something, unfolding it. So a perfect technically if you think about it for such a pouch, to open it like that. Then we have Toroku, we have found it elsewhere in other series. It means to registration, Chinese compound, so should be unaccented as usual for those. Let me quickly check. Okay, yes, unaccented. Can turn it technically into a verb by adding suru, to do, cioè to do registration, to register, and so on. Last but not least, yameru as the verb. Yeah, we have even studied the kanji of this one. There's another kanji used, but for a more specific usage. This is the common one. more common one, the basic one also. To stop an activity, to cancel, to give up, to abandon something. So simply to close this menu. But yeah, Toroku is, I wanted to mention, yeah, it's by choosing this, you can assign these important items to the select button. Yeah, not I won't do it for this. Let me quickly open it. And yeah, I wanted to check. I forgot about the berry pouch in this game being like that. And yeah, by the way, here we can see it. Then the pouch on its own. Cute. But yeah, I wanted to check out quickly the description of the berry itself. Which says, Pokémon ni motaseru to jibun de HP o 10だけ回復する. First and foremost, the Pokemon ni to. Then we have Motaseru. I think I might find it as is, even though in the dictionary, yeah, I can find it as is, but it's actually from Motsu, to hold. Technically was hands, but then more in general to have, and by extension to possess, to have. Verb and verb, yeah, we can change the U into A and then add seru again to make the continuative form, the causative form, cioè, to make, to let someone do the action of the verb. Cioè, then, in this case actually, to let someone have, to have someone hold. So, yeah, that someone is, by extension, we could say technically to give, adapting it, so yeah, to give to Pokemon. So yeah, you can see why we use the particle ni for those. After that, after Motaseru, we have to, which is the, in this case, the conjunction for the conditional if, can also be when, so I also have a temporal meaning like if, when in English. This one is the closest to the zero condition, and yeah, here we can see it straight up in action, because yeah, if you make, or when you make a Pokemon hold this item implied, then automatically, yeah, it says then Jibun, first and foremost, another Chinese compound, an accent, luckily, like most of those, oneself, so then one, myself, yourself, and so on. Here, with the particle de, as we have seen, the particle de used with these words to say could technically be also simply the form of the copula, being by oneself, or simply we could say, yeah, it's by, like in English in this context, so yeah, by oneself, by one person, used also with the numeral plus counter with person, for example, by two people, so yeah, as into as two people doing an action of a verb. But yeah, then we have HP as is object particle O, 10 written in our numerals, but yeah, pronounced with the Chinese pronunciation most likely, so yeah, Ju, the most common one in such cases, Ju accented. Then we have the particle dake. Its most common usage is only, just, simply. But in this case, let's say actually as much as, so yeah, it has also that meaning, to the extent of. So yeah, this one in this case. And then we have Kaifuku Suru. We should have seen this before in this very series. I think we have checked the description of the potion, so yeah. Kaifuku unaccented, another Chinese compound, restoration, recovery. Can turn it into a verb by adding suru, so yeah, literally to do restoration, to do recovery, so yeah, to restore, to recover. So yeah, the translation is, here is, if you make it a Pokemon, hold it. If you give it to a Pokemon, if you want to keep that Pokemon near, or when, implied again with this to, then inevitably the Pokemon implied on its own by itself will recover as much as 10 HP. Oh yeah, that. So yeah, you should give it to a Pokemon to make them use it. And then the option is the usual close the bag. Okay, with that we can actually continue here. Okay, for now we technically have the grass to tackle there. Okay, let me take care of this. Yeah, it's a trainer. So let's tackle her first and foremost to avoid incidents while checking the grass. Later in this episode, if we have the time for it, or next time. But yeah, first she says suspension dots kya. So a typical exclamation of like eek in English. And then she says ima anta osanakatta. First and foremost, we have ima. Yeah, this is the one accent on the first mora, definitely considering the context. So yeah, with the meaning now, just now also. Can also be by extension then soon, technically. So yeah, now and close to it. So yeah, or either just now or soon. The other one, as a reminder, accent on the last mora means living room. So yeah, no. Then we have anta, a contraction of anata, second person singular pronoun. So yeah, you in the singular. Now often regarded as rude or distant, or is traditionally polite. Of course, refer to someone of equal or lower status as usual. Because for those of higher status, then you would use straight up honorific terms. But yeah. Also used here, as we have seen in games when they don't want to, they don't know the name of the other person, so more like a you in general in English for convenience also. With the contraction here of anata, anta becomes. Yes, same, even more casual technically here with that. And then last but not least is osanakatta. Yeah, so actually it should be from osu, the verb which we have already seen, to push. More often we have seen it with as in to push a button, consider the context of video games. Yeah, in this case, actually, it's most likely actually to push, as in to thrust, to shove. But yeah, we changed the unaccented also. We can change the U into A to make again the negative base of the verb. Then we add nai, make the negative form of the verb. But then we conjugate that by dropping the E and adding Q, making the continuity form of the adjective technically. Straight up used usually for further conjugation, like in this case by adding the verb aru, to be as in to exist for inanimate things on its own. Yeah, here used to conjugate the adjective. Aru verb con verb, so yeah, it's in ru, so it becomes double consonant a to make the ta form. Naku atta gets contracted into nakatta. Nowadays kept always like this. Yeah, so actually we have the negative form of the verb in the past, so the past negative in plain speech, of course. So yeah, here's is saying, now haven't you pushed me just now, in this case, clearly, considering the context. So we've seen also in that sense at the usual miniscato, so a miniskirt trainer class, Shiho, the name. Senza Purin, you know, this one we've seen before. Purin is the name, is the term in Japanese from pudding. So yeah, actually similar, but yeah, in this case actually they kept the becomes R, Japanese R, which is funny enough actually the used its most common pronunciation is the pronunciation of t and d in English when pronounced it in between vowels. Pudding. But yeah, the accent is like in English. Yeah, funny enough, here it's kept like this, unlike in other cases Japanese prefers following how it's written without that change. Not sure why in this case they applied it. But yeah, so pudding. Yeah, that's open that. Issues here. But yeah, as we have seen, because we have seen this Pokemon already or in Pokemon Snap. So yeah, the Japanese name of Jigglypuff is pudding. But yeah, in the sense, of course, clearly of it being squishy. Yeah, a reminder that actually, technically, according to Bobopedia, could also be related to pucci, which means petite, is a Japanese term, prefix actually. Well, Japanese term, not really, because its origin technically is from petit, from French. By then, petit, with the U replacing the E of French. Applying the modified pronunciation of T in Japanese. But yeah, small, T. Could also be from pretty. You can see why. But yeah, first and foremost, clearly, it's set up like that, technically, from pudding. Yeah, I will say because of the squish, because it's squishy. But yeah, our first time seeing it in this game. In these games, we are in the 3rd gen, so yeah, no, we can send it quickly. Well, not the issue actually for this. Okay, there. Let me check. I got distracted. Not sure what straight up happened. I wonder what attack it used. Okay, yeah. It actually tried to use the typical attack. Yeah, let me quickly wanted to mention incidentally what I was thinking of was actually not because yeah, 3rd gen, yeah, the fairy type hasn't was introduced in Gen 6, so yeah, no fairy here, so yeah, I'm sending the fighting Pokemon with the fighting move, so to which Jigglypuff is weak to. Well, is weak. But yeah, what we can see here as the attack is Utau. Actually, it should be Utau, I think, accent, but we'll check. It means to sing, straight up. It's the verb which means to sing. Okay, no, I was actually correct. First, unaccented, Utau. It comes from the noun Uta. That one accented, but on the last mora, which means a song. Also technically classical Japanese poem, especially tanka, but we'll see that when the time comes. Or also modern poetry, but yeah, no. The fundamental meaning, anyway, is song. And yeah, then we have the corresponding verb by adding simply u to sing. So yeah, also by extension to sing off whatever theme in a poem. So yeah, you can actually see, also considering that, why the two terms are related. But yeah, here, straight up singing. Luckily, it failed. Okay, no, actually, it didn't fail. It's because of our ability here. Yeah, here it says, Manki wa yaruki de nemuranai. Cioè, Monkey, our name, our Pokemon, topic particle wa. Yaruki is the name of the ability. And yeah, literally, well, it's considered an expression, a noun. But yeah, it actually comes from, we have Yaru, which we have seen means to do, also several extended meanings, unaccented. But yeah, the fundamental one is to do, and it's a colloquial form of suru. We put it immediately before ki. This one, the unaccented one, which means spirit, mind, several extended meanings. So it's simply attributive, verb in attributive position, and then the noun itself modified by it. So literally, Yaruki is spirit. We could say better than by adapting it. Will to do something. Yeah, will to do something implied. So then by extension we can say drive, motivation, enthusiasm, eagerness. But yeah, the accent luckily is an accent, but yeah, both terms are an accent on their own, and yeah, like also here. But yeah, is the name of our ability here. And yeah, with that, we have the particle that, so yeah, with, we could say, yeah, with that ability. And then we have Nemuranai. Nemuru. We should have seen it considering the status condition. So actually we weren't lucky, it didn't miss, but we got lucky with the ability here, otherwise we would have fallen asleep. And Nemuru, unaccented, means to sleep. Verb and verb, so yeah, we can change the U into A to make the negative base, and then to attach nai, make the negative form of the verb in plain speech. So yeah. As for Mankey, it doesn't sleep with, we could say in English, thanks to Yaruki, as in the name of the ability. I don't remember its English name, but yeah. Based on the effect, if you have played Pokemon games before, yeah, you got it. Oh yeah, that. So even more of a reason to send Mankey against these Jigglypuffs. Honestly, even if it already had the okay, I've seen another new attack, but yeah, even if it had the fairy type, honestly, at this point, considering that. Okay, this we have another attack, which I don't think we've seen before. Kaneshibari is a compound noun, comes from kana, which is actually the form found in compounds, and yeah, that comes back of kane, an accent that on its own, which means metal, fundamentally, the original meaning, by extension, usually nowadays money on its own. We've even studied its kanji, I'm pretty sure, thanks to, we have, thanks to Super Mario Land 2. After it, we have Shibari, from Shibaru, accent, yes, which means to tie, to bind, to fasten, by extension, of course, to restrict freedom, to tie down with rules, regulations, and so on. So figuratively tying down, but yeah, fundamental meaning to tie, bind, to fasten. Verb and verb, so we can change the U into E to make the conjugative form, and so the corresponding noun, binding, or by extension, regulation, because of what we have already mentioned, and so on. So literally here it says metal, binding. So technically the first translation and the fundamental translation of this term is binding hand and foot, of course in the sense of with handcuffs of a kind, or so yeah, you can, well, with cuffs better, so yeah, but yeah, here in Pokemon games, unfortunately we didn't get to see. I guess it's one of the many binding attacks found in unfortunately in Gen 1. I'm not sure which one specifically in this case. Yeah, actually it failed here. We should have seen it before when an attack misses. I'll quickly translate. However, the opponent, as for the attack of the opponent, Jigglypuff, it missed by adapting. Well, wanted to mention that Hazureru, as a reminder, because yeah, the other terms we have seen other times before anyway. Hasureru unaccented means it has several meanings. The fundamental one will technically to be off, to be out of gear, for example, to be disconnected. But yeah, then also, like in this case, can also mean to be removed, to be excluded. In this case, to miss the mark. Ru verb is a verb, and that's why we drop the ru at the ta. In case we haven't translated it before, but yeah, that's the only part we haven't straight up never seen before, the Hasureru in potentially in Pokemon in this game. But yeah, so not sure what that attack is. I'd rather not discover it if possible. Okay, no, he's actually used it. Okay, I see why. Okay, now I've seen it based on the animation, then the description. Okay, so yeah, good thing we have seen it because of the description. It's unfortunate because it's effect. Oops, didn't want to cancel it. To delete it better. But yeah, here it says, Manki no Ketaguri o Fuji kometa. So yeah, the name of our Pokemon, Monkey, possessive particle no, the name of our attack, object particle, and then we have Fuji kometa, Fuji komeru, a compound verb, from Fujiru. This one I think we might have seen before somewhere else. It means to seal. Okay, I think we might have seen actually Fuji on its own. So yeah, the sealing done by as usual. But yeah, notice the Jiru. Yeah, it's another verbs of with Jiru. So actually, a modified form of Suru. So literally we have sealing as the meaning of that kanji, which is fu. To do sealing, to seal. Unaccented. Yeah, so to seal. Ru verb is some verb. So these verbs in Jiru. So yeah, we can drop the ru to make the conjugative form, in this case, to add the second verb part of the compound, which is komeru. As we have seen, komeru, on its own, its fundamental meaning would be technically to put into, transitive. We have seen definitely also at least komu, which means to is the intransitive form of the verb. So yeah, intransitive in u, transitive in eru again. Incidentally, reminder that these verbs in eru, pretty sure they actually are an evolution of the language. So yeah, the original verb is the one in u, and then they made the one in eru, and so that's why we can have some which were originally intransitive. We create the transitive in eru. Those that were transitive in u, we make the intransitive in eru. But yeah, to put into. So yeah, when added as the second verb of compound, we simply added the meaning in. So yeah, with this Fujiru before it. So yeah, Fujikomeru means to seal in, and so also to shut in, to confine in, to trap. By extension, actually figuratively, to contain, to suppress, to restrain, to bring under control. But yeah. Komeru accented. Fuji Komeru luckily also accented. So yeah, no issues here. Yeah, Komeru and so also Fuji Komeru, Ru verb, it's and verb. We drop the Ru to add the ta, past form of the verb. So yeah, here is saying that it sealed in monkeys category. Yeah, low kick should be in yeah, this one should be low kick. We have explained that before and we won't repeat it here now. Yeah, so it's actually that so yeah, in that sense it does make sense that it's technically the binding, quote unquote, hand and foot, because yeah, it's straight up actually blocks you from using that move. Yeah, I actually show it here. Yeah, here it says Manki wa kanashibari de kategori ga dasenai. Yeah. As for Manki, with because we could say of kanashibari, the name of that move, kategori, the name of our move, subset particle ga, dasenai. From Dasu, we then study this kanji to take, get, put, out. In the context here of, in the sense of can't use by adapting it, can't. But yeah, it's a Dasu verb con verb, so yeah, we can say the U into E and then add Ru. Ru can be seen because of further conjugation to make the potential form of the verb, and that's why the reason also why we have the subject particle ga for the name of the move, even though in English would be an object. Literally would be more like that isn't, as we see why in a second, possible to use. But yeah, potential forms of verbs are verbs with some verbs, so you can drop the Ru to make the negative base and yeah, to add nai, so yeah, cannot do the action of the verb. So yeah, simply here is saying yeah, Mankey can't use that move. That move isn't possible to be used because of Kanashibari. Unfortunate, it will make it, we'll switch to simply Hikaku, scratch. This we have seen before thanks to literally become rounder. Yeah, we should have seen it thanks to Brock's. Or if it wasn't Brock, also the Senshu in the Pokemon, in the Pewter gym anyway. I guess so. Okay, also blocked that. Can I go back to this? Yeah, I can go back to that then. I don't remember the exact mechanics, but yeah, I thought that would be the case, that if it blocked another move, then we could use this one again. Level 9 for our Kakuna. Mankey gets some experience, nice. Then she says, Mo owari. Mo means already, as we have seen before, accented. Owari comes from owaru, should be an accent. We have seen it before also in other series. Yes, unaccented. to end, the intransitive form of that verb. The transitive is oeru, most likely originally oeru, so again, most actually potentially from ou, and then we would change the a into the u into a to get owa, and then ru to get owaru. Owaru, in short, is a classical form of the passive, cioè literally to be ended, nowadays simply to end, as in the intransitive form of the verb. Regardless, u verb colon verb, so we can change the u into e to make the contractive form, and so the corresponding noun end, as in the noun conclusion. Cioè literally here she's saying it implied a copula, it's already the end. Already that it took us some time because we had to check those things. But yeah, let's talk to her again here then. Here she says, Otsukimi yama no fumoto kara wa Yonban doro yo. And yeah. First and foremost, we have the usual Otsukimi yama, which is the Japanese name of Moon. We'll explain when we get to it. Then we have the possessive particle no. Then we have fumoto, which technically nowadays would use a single kanji. But I suspect is a compound originally. Let me look it up in Wiktionary. I'm saying that considering the motto, if you remember, motto, as we have seen with a different kanji, one that we have already studied, means, well, also other kanji, means origin. Source, beginning, base, basis, base, foundation, and so on. So yeah, I suspect it's a compound originally, this one. Because fumoto, I'm not sure what that fu is, if that's the case. But yeah, this fumoto, accented, by the way, on the to. Okay, no, unlike moto on its own, which is accented on the first mora. But yeah, could be a change because it's a compound. A weird one, that's the case, but oh well. I am saying that it could be related because, yeah, it means foot of a mountain or a hill. So yeah, actually, it's base. So you can see why I have the suspicion. Regardless, you can use it also as a reminder anyway. So yeah, the foot of moon. Then we have the particle kara, from in this case. Topic particle wa after it. So yeah, as for from the foot of Mount Moon, the base of Mount Moon. And then simply we have Yonban Doro, and then at the end Yo as the final sentence particle. You know, certainty or emphasis, other meanings technical, but those are the most common ones. The best translation, in my opinion, is you know, even though it's not mentioned in the dictionary. But yeah, simply we have Yonban Doro. So yeah, again the usual route. Doro. In Japanese, as you have seen, Chinese compound accent on the first mora. This one, the second most common accent for those. Road or can also be highway, but in our case, road in general. And before it, numeral plus counter combination, Yonban. So yeah, number, ban is number for the accent for these ones is before the ban. We have seen that there are some exceptions, including the one where some ban, which we are at in this very moment. For the 4, by the way, as usual, we use the strictly Japanese number yon instead of the Chinese Chinese numeral shi, because to avoid, more often than not avoided, because it sounds the same as the kanji for death. So so yonban should be. The accent can stay on the n, so it moves on the yon. But yeah, it should, the rule is before ban itself. Here she's saying, as for from the base, the foot of Mount Moon, there is implied route 4, you know. Okay, with that, at this point, let's say we can end it here. Let me quickly check. We're actually perfect here. I'll put Pikachu in front, consider what we'll do next time. Let me move some Pokemon here around. Doesn't particularly matter here, but just as a reminder here of the order. We can save the game here. Yes. Okay, and we can close it. So today we continued Pokémon FireRed version. Learning Japanese with it. We continued Route 3. We tackled more trainers. Checked out, got also a hidden item, and so checked out the berry pouch. Next time, which I think will be actually on Wednesday for this, because on Wednesday I think we'll still watch. It's short, but I'll consider watching on the channel first and foremost the Splatoon Raiders Direct. That shouldn't take long. So after then, a break of 10 minutes, around 10 minutes, because I need to take the break and also to open the next stream. But we'll open another stream and continue one of our current series. Since Star Fox we haven't played yet for this week, I'd rather move that on Friday like we did for the June Direct. So the plan is that if we do check out the Splatoon Raiders Direct, we'll see also based on how it is when I watch it myself on my own tomorrow live. But we'll more likely than not we'll check the Japanese version for the channel. But so we the plan, if that's the case, Splatoon Raiders Direct on Wednesday. After it and the break, as mentioned, again Pokemon FireRed, and so Star Fox on Friday. We'll see. See you next time.